Sorry for the delay, but we have a little problem with the microphone. Now it's back. Thank you for being here. We are going to start our meeting. But before our formal meeting, I want to introduce you Mr. Etienne Camas from First Alert, who is our guest speaker of this day. He is from First Alert. Maybe some of you know already what they refer to, but Etienne is going to explain that to us. Please.
Thank you. Hello everybody, good morning. Thanks for coming and give me this time to talk to you a little bit of the service of Baja First Alert. I'm going to put here the devices that I'm going to show you in a moment. My name is Etienne Camas and I represent a group of investors, and also I'm the business manager of Baja First Alert here in San Felipe, Mexico. But let me ask you first, let me do this question to you. Do you know what to do in case of an emergency here in Mexico when you are here in San Felipe enjoying the weather, the humid and beautiful weather that we have today? And let me tell you that accidents can happen anytime and any moment. And when it happens, time is the matter. And we need to know how to respond according to that. And that's why Baja First Alert comes in, to give you that extra help and help you in case of an emergency. We are a personal emergency response through a service, through a smart device that we provide you, like a pendant or a watch. That this device has a special button, a SOS button, where you can just push and some of our team is gonna answer you and is gonna give you the right assistance and provide you the right help. Our service is 24/7, so you will be protected all the time. Our operation started in 2018. And since then, we have been helping a lot of people from here in San Felipe and now from all the Pacific area here in Baja California. According to the National Institute of Aging, falls are the leading cause of death from injury for those 60 and older. We like to say, wiser people, how the age is increasing. But unfortunately, accidents can happen, and 90% of the hip fractures are caused by fall. But let me tell you something else. When an emergency happens, the risk of death increases 5 times if you don't receive on time the properly help. And that's why we are giving that extra help through our devices in our service. Our service is to help you in case of a health problem, from a minor fall to a huge problem like a heart attack or a stroke, and also security from a home robbery or assault, and also if you have a car crash in Mexicali and somebody started asking you for money. I don't know if you those are hearing those. Well, through our devices you can request help, and our bilingual team are going to assist you to provide you the right help in those situations. Also, we can help you from emergencies in your house, that it can be a fire or something else. But to understand better the value of our service, let me explain you how it works our brain. I know most of us, we know that our brain is the incredible and most sophisticated computer in our world. And as any computer needs to be programmed in order to function and do activities unconsciously, right? So, in case of an emergency, as an example, we can see that we have been programmed our brain to work like, if it's an emergency, look our cell phone, because these are best in a smart device that we can reach our neighbor or a friend. unlock our cell phone with our face or our password, find the right number, dial the emergency number, explain the situation if you can in that moment, and all of that is resumed to loss of time. And through Baja First Alert, we want to reduce the process to get help with our devices that you only have to push a button and you will get the right help. Our service, as I told you at the beginning, works in all Mexico and now in all the Pacific area. We have presence there from Tijuana to Ensenada. And some of our clients have been testing our service in their cruise trips, like in Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan. And right now, there is a client in Midland, Mexico City, where she just wants to test her device. And for sure it works. And also in Chiapas is where it is right now. We used to work in also in the States, but unfortunately at the beginning the service wasn't too reliable. But right now we are almost to increase and have the option to have the service in the States when you are just struggling for shots or visit a friend or in a health a medical attention over there. But let me tell you about the activation process. How easy it is to get our service. You can only have to choose we have 3 services now, or annual, monthly, and group membership, or most and recently membership. You only have to choose your device, which is a pendant or a watch, and both devices have a 2-way call, which is mean that you can talk to us through the device and we can talk to you through the device. Both devices have GPS location, so only works when you push the button, because I know privacy is an important thing and we don't want to be where you are all the time. No, only works when you press the SOS button. The pendant has fall down detection. That's one of his personal features. If you have it and you fall, it will sense it. The watch doesn't have it because, as you know, we are in constant movement. So our devices have accelerometer sensors that sense the movement. So the new models, they remove that function. The pendant doesn't have a screen like the watch, but the watch, of course, has a screen where you can see the battery, the signal, and also the time. With the watch, you have other functions like step counter, blood pressure, and heart rate, like most of our smartwatch has, but our smartwatch doesn't have the SOS button, and a special button to do it. But our smartwatch, like Apple, Samsung, that they didn't pay for this mention, they need a cell phone to work, and our devices don't. They work independent. So if your cell phone is in your living room charging and you have your watch with you or your pendant, you can use it in case of an emergency. This. Our membership prices, the investment that you have to do to get our service with our 3 membership is the monthly, annually, and the group of 5 or more. I can explain it. The annually is $24.95 a month. The monthly is $34.95 each month, and the group of 5 or more is $200 per year. The annually has to be invested in only one time, which means that it's $264. But if you would like to subscribe with friends and get the service, you can save money doing it with a group of 5 or more. Or devices, there is no difference of prices, and you can invest it with your debit, credit card, the service. But so far, let me explain you how it works, our device. Very quickly, I'm going to do a demonstration with our pendants. Our new models have a new function that is going to aware you that your service is active, and you can cancel because sometimes you can activate it accidentally. And now you can be aware. and these are the new models that we are bringing. Let me just do the test. To do it, you only have to push a button, 3 seconds, hold it, and when you feel the vibration, just release it. With the watch, you only have to push the button, wait until you see the screen that the call is made, and it will connect with us. Now, we're going to do a demonstration very quickly. I'm holding it. It's vibrating.
Your alarm has been activated. Click the SOS to stop. Your alarm has been activated. Click the SOS to stop.
That means that I can cancel it or leave it if it's an emergency.
Calling contact number 1.
It's going to call to us because it was actually an alert. Sorry. This never happened. Sorry for that. When you press the SOS, let me tell you, not only the call we receive it, we also receive a message to our system saying that you has been through an emergency. So when we receive that, even if we don't receive the call, we know you're an emergency, and we are gonna look to reach you in case of an emergency. Let me try now with the watch, okay? The thing is that our devices, when you activate it, it activates in our system. These are just activated to show you, so I don't know why it's not working right now. Hold on a second. Let me try it now. Now it's activated, and let's see. Let's watch. There we go. Now it's connecting. It's not an emergency. Thank you very much. I'm just doing a test in front of a group here in San Felipe.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, that's how it works, and that's the response you're gonna receive in case of an emergency. And we're gonna evaluate the situation and provide you the right help that you need in that moment. But so far, I don't know if this has been good for you, but we always think of our clients, and now we have a collaboration with Baja Sunrise Insurance to do your claims faster, not spend times in the 800 and try to help you with your claim in your house, health, or in your way to Mexicali, you have a car accident there, but now you can use it to activate and help you with your claim, and we will be there for you, helping you with your claim and also providing you the right medical help if it's the case. Thank you very much for your time. If you have questions, we'll be there outside at the end of the meeting. I really appreciate your time and the space that you gave us to provide you this information. Thank you very much. And you can contact we are located in Plaza Paraíso, so you can visit us there, and we'll be more than help you to answer more questions or show you our service. Thank you very much.
Gracias. Okay. After this very clear explanation of how the services of Baja First work, we'll go on with our meeting. Welcome again. It is 10:20, so right now formally we start our meeting of today. The second item in the agenda is the vetting procedure. As always, I will make a presentation and the questions will be answered at the end of it. For the questions, each person will take a turn at the microphone beside the stage, stating your name, lot number, and your question. To provide an opportunity to talk for everyone, one question per person, please. First, the third point in the agenda is to present the Administrative and Service Committee, Supervisory Committee, which all of them serves in a voluntary manner. So I want to thank all of them for that too. Our Supervisory Committee in EDR is Dick Peterson, President, Ed Jones, and Philip Van Rensburg. In La Ventana del Mar, I was too fast. La Ventana del Mar, Denise Lemon, who is not in town, Hans Welser, who is not in town either, and Marta Risse, and Gary Lambert, who is not in town either. Public meetings date reminder, town hall meetings. This is the last town hall meeting of this year, so the next 3 of 2023 will be advised. Developers meeting is going to be held on November 3rd. GA meetings in November 4 for EDR and November 5 for La Ventana del Mar and Las Villas. The fourth item is a newsletter. We have been stressing and talking and explaining to all the present people, and through the newsletter too, and the email blast that we have done, plus the website, which has been a very good tool for communication too, the importance of being connected with our owners, or our residents. This is very important because it's a way that everybody knows the real thing, not fake news. Because we know that San Felipe is the house of cards, of whispers and chismes in Spanish. So if you want to know what is happening, you can go to the newsletter, you can go to the website, you can go to your supervisors in one of your HOAs, or you can come directly to me, sending me an email. I am not often in my office, but you can send me an email or make an appointment with Serena or her team in customer service. We'll be happy to attend it. The next thing is in the newsletter, we included a segment that I will mention more largely after. It's about how to pay your taxes in San Felipe, not being here. If you live in San Felipe, you can go directly to the Ayuntamiento, you go to the cashier, the girl who is in charge of that, give your lot number, your clave catastral, and they will look for it, and you can pay directly. And until November 30, which right now is like 3 days, 6 days, you get discounts and no charges over last year's or several years of not paying your taxes. You will get a discount. After November 30, it will come back to normal. For the people who is living outside, I will explain a little bit later. Oh, it's exactly the next point. Okay, I'll read it from the newsletter. Tax update. The municipality of San Felipe still provides that if one is paying taxes, there will be no penalty if taxes including previous year I pay by November 30, 2022. The municipality has recently established a website where one can pay taxes online. Prior to going online, owners must call the office at 01152 686 577 6234 with their clave catastral number. If owners go directly to the web page, it has the amount of the property tax as marked in the account of the municipality. In order to get your discount, you have to call first the telephone. Then they will get your number, they make the deduction and tell you how much you have to pay. By calling the office, amount always will be adjusted in the system. Then you will go and pay at the website. So this makes it easy and doable now. We were expecting this for several months. I always tell you that we have to be patient because municipality became a reality in January 1st and nothing was prepared beforehand. So you know how this is. You have 1,000 million tasks to hand and everybody wants that one first than any other one. So they were really juggling many things at the time. But finally, I can tell you that I was at least twice a month in the office talking with the treasurer, talking with the president and municipal at this time. Okay, the next one is the delinquents accounts. been talking about this for several times. I want to remind you that the delinquent list is in the website. I checked how many hits we have there, and there are not too many. This was requested, uploaded at one of the GAs in the past years, but I don't see the response of the people looking at who is delinquent. I am happy to do what you asked me to do, but please follow it, because this is important. You want to know who is delinquent? Please check the list. Okay, then, what are we doing? Right now, we have a lawyer firm. We have two very good lawyers. We gave them first a batch of accounts, so they are already working on that. We are going to make legal procedures now against the delinquent people. And this week, Lalo, the financial manager, he prepared another batch of accounts. So this is going ahead. For sure, it's a legal procedure. In Mexico, legal procedures take for a long time, but now we are going to go after that. Safety and security. I am sure all of you are very interested in this. The first thing I have in safety and security is this assault to police commanders in San Felipe. This is public notice. There are around 25,314 versions of audit. And everybody asked a little bit today and then take a little bit tomorrow, so at the end, nobody knows what's going on. I have talked directly with the police department, and this is not handled by my San Felipe municipality right now. Why? Because it doesn't have all the structure to do it. So right now, the state police is the one who is in charge of the investigation, plus with the criminal force of the Ministerio Público. They are the ones that are investigating this, and I can tell you, they are tight. They are not letting out anything. Why? Because what they told me, Roberto, we are doing an investigation. We cannot say nothing. It's enough of what is really right now out, which nobody knows what's going on. We know. So at the right moment, we will tell the people or not what happened. So that's the way. The second thing is burglary conviction. In the past months, around 4 months or 5 months ago, we have 2 or 3 breakdowns. We have 7 suspects. 5 are in custody, 1 is free. We want that the police get him. But the first one is already in jail for 3 years and 8 months. So we are working. Our people got this guy, the security team got this guy, called the police came in, and all the process. It was like 5 months process, more or less. But right now the judge said give a sentence of 3 years, 8 months to this guy. So this is good because people who comes to do the breakdown say, if I go to El Dorado, they really do their job and they come big me. So that deters the people to come to El Dorado. I know you are in contact with all the campus around, and I can tell you that I am in contact with all the business people of all the campus, and I can see they have a web page, or not a web page, they have a WhatsApp group, and they post whatever is happening in their campus, and I can tell you that we are in the same state. Next one. This is a point that I want to be very respectfully calling the people who is disrespecting our guards. Many people is acting aggressive, insulting to our guards. People who go to town, come back, they don't have their ID card, they don't have a sticker on their car. First, because they are not paying dues, so they have to be stopped because they don't have a sticker. But you know me from years. Sorry, I am just doing my job. You know you can go to ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. I think so. I have said this many times here, and I will repeat it again. We have been supporting our guards, but this is increasing and growing. I have videos, I will not show them this time, but I have videos of people offending them heavily, saying things like, for example, you eat because I pay. Everybody works, everybody gets paid. But that doesn't give the right to insult people. Next time that this happens, I have videos. I will call the police. And these people will have to answer to the police because they are breaking the law. It's not just insulting the guard at the door. They are breaking the rule. They are breaking the law because they are making, what is this called? Disrupting the peace and quiet and respect of the people. So we are going to call the police. This has been going long enough. The next thing is the wrong use of IDs, stickers, ID cards. This is still happening. I have shown you several times all the IDs that we collect, the guest passes, all these legal things that we use to control the environment in the security of the ranch, in behalf of you. And there are owners that say, well, I have a friend in town, I'll give him my car. And the guy comes in and says, I'm sorry, you are not. I'll take it out. No, but my friend gave it to me. We take it out. Then the resident goes, why did you take out my ID card? It's fine. No. It's an HOA possession because we are issuing it. If you are doing a bad use of it, we take it out. And now you will have to register each time you go to the door. Because you are breaking rules. People complain about, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And when this happens, they get mad. So now, we will enforce everything. This is good for you and for everybody. You have been seeing, we know what is going on around us. So we better be careful. We will be keeping it. The next one is, we have been requested to put more speed signs on the roads. We have been doing that. We just put another batch of them. You will be seeing more and more and more. Not in every street because that's not possible and costly. In the last town hall, I was requested by Mr. Ross Wilkinson, about giving to the long-term renters ID cards like an owner. And I responded to him that I was going to think about it. It took me a long time to come with an answer. I think so, a just answer. To be an owner in the El Dorado Ranch is a privilege because you are buying a property, you are investing your dreams or your money. So that's what you get your ID card. A long-time renter is a very welcome guest, and he is renting a property of one of the owners. So I think if you want to have an ID card from El Dorado Ranch, you have to become an owner. You are welcome like a renter, long-term renter, short-term renter, and we appreciate that you are here. But I think so, an owner deserves to have the card if he is an owner. If you want to become an owner, you can go to sales department, they can sell you a lot, or a house, or whatever, and we'll be happy to give you your ID card in the HOA. That's a decision, and unfortunately Mr. Ross is not here today, but I will send him an email, personal email. I expected him to be here today, but like he is not here, I will send him an email. The next one is the storms and road maintenance. We have been looking the last 2 years, but Kay visited us this year. And we can see the damage of the house. I can tell you that he was merciful with us. And I will tell you what. Last week, 2 weeks ago, more or less, the last 2 weeks when I was driving from Mexicali to San Felipe, from San Felipe to Mexicali, I look at the Laguna Salada, and I have never seen it full again on the right side, from the Highway 5 to the ocean, full of water. You know how many hectares are there? And to fill that with water, imagine if that water falls down in San Felipe or in Mexicali. Que skip Mexicali and San Felipe. All the heavy water was poured down at La Salada. Thanks God. Because if that water has fallen down here, wow. Right now we are finishing to work, not finishing, we are detailing all the in and out roads of every community. Because as you recall, and there is people here that saw us in the field, in the roads, watching what our people were doing with the machinery, starting to work immediately the day after the storm. At 6 o'clock in the morning, our people was out working in the streets, on the roads. And CFE was working in town, and as soon as they finished on the highway, they come to El Dorado, and in 3 days they fix everything. I went personally to CFE, and I thank them because this has been the fastest response I have ever seen in San Felipe. And I think so the people deserve to be recognized when they do a good job. So I went personally, and I can tell you that they were surprised. They were like, what? They only receive complaints all the time. So that's what I did. We will keep working in the storms because there are still some areas that we have to go back. The first broom that we did was just to open the road so everybody can come in and go out. We still have to put makeup on it. So you can go smoothly, everything is back to normal. And still we are in the hurricane season. We are in September, and end of September, the hurricane season goes into November. I have been following the storms since 20 years ago when I was working at Las Misiones Hotel. If you remember, that hotel is right on the ocean side. And when the high tides comes, the water comes into a part of it. The road maintenance will keep going on. And now we have some other work to do, for example, in Las Villas with roofs. We have to finish all the roads to the beach and all that, but we're working. So right now we are going to go for the slide presentation. I am trying to make it as smallest as possible by request. And if you want to see the whole thing, you can go to the website. And if you have commentaries, you can send them by email to me. We will be happy to answer to them. Okay, I will go to the front to see this presentation. Okay, Town Hall September 2022 slideshow at El Dorado Ranch, La Ventana del Mar, and Las Villas. El Dorado Ranch. Construction of 2 trash containers beside the dog park. This was a request of action that one of our residents sent to us because exactly their words, Roberto, we are done with picking up all the trash that the people do in the container right in front of our property. People, when it gets full, they start putting garbage trashes bags around. Sometimes they don't close them. They start flying with the wind. And we don't like to look at all that garbage, so we pick them up and put it there. But this has been going for 2 years, and enough is enough. We went there, we checked, and yes, it was what they say. So we look for a new location. We look for the new location next to the entrance from Camino Nuevo Salchito, next to the dog park. And it was only 1 container, so if it is get full so often, we decide to make 2. And this is how they look right now. and we tear down the other one to prevent everyone to do the same thing again. We want to fix the things once and for all. Next please. Automatic irrigation system installed for the vegetation of Cachanilla pools. We all know that water has become very expensive. So we are right now doing this to prevent, to expend more and more and more and more money in watering. So we will look how much this can save us in the expense of water. Next please. Water crossing channel, the Donald Santito Road and the activities office and trams. You saw this work being done around 4 weeks ago, sometime, like 1 week of work. It works very well. All the water that was coming down from the north, from the west of the property, came by here and run for where it has to go. So it was a good preventive work, and I commend the ecology people who were working with that and our engineering department. Next please. Trash container repair in Paseo del Sol community. Sometimes the machine break it, but they repair it, or us, depending on who broke it. Next please. Jardinier repair and painted at Paseo del Sol security gate. Next please. We are doing these traffic signs in metal because we were using the plastic ones, but we are using these ones because they are longer in the long term. They are stronger, and in the long term they are cheaper than buying candles to advise the people. We are using them in secure areas, not in, for example, at night you will not find one of these ones. Next. HOA maintenance personnel taking a 2-day CPR and AAT seminar. We are training our people constantly. I was asked this in the last town hall meeting. But we do this at least once a year, sometimes we do it twice a year. You can see here the maintenance person. Next please. This is done to erase the tracks or footprints on the security perimeter. The dredge, this is like the CPB, California Border Patrol, used in the border to erase the tracks of the immigrants. Illegal immigrants crossing. So we copy the method, and we are going with one of our pickups, brooming all the perimeter. So when we receive from our infrared system a signal, we come there and their prints will be fresh marked. That's why we request the owners or residents not to go into that perimeter, because then we don't know if it was a resident or an intruder. Thank you. Next. New water pump for Paseo del Sol security gate. Next. Cachanilla full pergola, remodeling for restriction. This is one of the examples I have been giving you of communication. When we were making these pergolas, there was a moment that we received exclamations from the pool through the supervisors. Stop doing that, they are looking very bad, too many of them. So we stopped. 3 years later, why did you stop? We want more. Unfortunately, like we stopped them, they were not in the budget. Next thing we know, somebody put a tarp over here, a tarp. And then we say, why did you do that? Because you don't do nothing. Okay, so you tell us to stop and do, okay. Please, if you want to do something, talk with the activities people, or with the maintenance guy, or with his, everybody knows Ricardo Perez or me. So please let us know what you want, we will work it out, and we will do it in a proper manner. So when we get notice that this was done, we say to security and to activities, talk with the people, tell them that that's not good, we are going to do it the right way. We did it, and now you have a session. We are planning to make more pergolas, but still, there are always two sides of the coin. We have to decide what we really want. Next, please. 4 new tries for the yellow personal bus. You know these buses never stop. They are in back and forth daily, many hours a day. Next, please. Bring their electric circle of salt, real and general tools for maintenance. Next, please. This is by the checkpoint number 1, resulting comparison access security office, repair and paint. Next please. Reflective post installed at the road to our community. This was a request in the last town hall meeting too. One lady from that area asked me, Roberto, at night we don't see the edges of the roads sometimes clearly. So can you put some of these posts with it? Next please. Activities. 2 new Blu-ray players for movie nights. Next. Sports equipment for activities department. Next. Multi-purpose microphone for outdoor activities. And security. Infrared system repair tools. Accessories for radio repairs. This is very important to us because it's the way that we can take communication in our security department through Punto Uno and all the gates and entrances, so we are always aware of what's going on all the time at the ranch. Next please. Security personnel, CPR and ADD 2-day seminar. So we didn't put together all the people. We divided in 2 groups. One is security, the other one is maintenance, and the most possible employees participated on it. So I think so this is very good. You can feel more secure. We have people who can respond to emergencies. And another good thing is that we have a medical center very close to us, so we can take you over there or wherever you decide to go. It's open, you decide where you want to go. Next. New uniforms for security department. Now they are wearing these fancy hats. They look handsome. So we did this, and they are very happy to. Next. 4 new tires for Toyota Tacoma Pickup 2006, going number 2. Next. 4 new tires for Toyota Tacoma Pickup 2007, mobile 7. La Ventana del Mar. Trimming and cleaning garden area of the main entrance of La Ventana del Mar. This is the face of the La Ventana del Mar. We want more new owners, we want more visitors that come by a lot, come by a property. We have to have a beautiful face. So we are doing that, and in the main boulevard, we are adding vegetation too, so it looks better and it gets back to be pretty. Next please. Alapa Hot Tub water pump repel repair. Next. Alapa Hot Tub light bulb replaced. This one, we used to change a whole lamp before. They were 1 unit. Right now the technology has advanced. Right now we only have to change the bulb inside. All of this stays in place. So right now it's a lot cheaper than before to change the light. Next. Las Villas. Condo 9, concrete sidewalk repair. You can see how this was the tree or the palm, I don't know what is this, but it break with the concrete sidewalk. Next. Condos 3.3, 3.30, 28.3, 53.3, AC drain pipe relocation. It was, right here was the pipe, here is finished with painting and everything. Next please. New visitor parking lot across of Condo 3. This is very good at time of the races and time of Semana Santa. So we got more parking, less clogging in the Villas area and the Ventana del Mar. Next please. Alapa pool restrooms, new soap and paper dispensers. Next. New shock absorbers for maintenance pickup Nissan Frontier. Next. Condo 71 metal door gate repair. Next. End of the presentation. Thank you. Thank you for your attention, and I will open the floor for questions and answers. Dick.
I have two things I want to mention. There's been a lot of discussion on Facebook and elsewhere about the new Starlink satellite system and how do we get it delivered? Where is it at? Some people have used the DHL office in town. Some have stand out in the middle of Saltillo Road and Highway 5 waving their hand at the DHL truck. For those of you who want to participate in the Starlink program, last month they reduced the price. It's like 8,300 pesos for the equipment and 1,100 pesos a month, so 55 bucks a month for Starlink. It is a satellite system. It doesn't rely on cell towers. It doesn't rely on anything like that. So if you have a power failure, those that had Starlink and had a generator, or they're not solar, they had communication. I have copies here if anybody wants it. I have gotten approval from His Majesty Roberto to receive the Starlink box at the HOA office. So with the information on this sheet, if you follow it, you put your house, your block and lot number, your street address, and everybody has a street. Sometimes there's not a street sign there, but if you look at the map or you want to go and talk to Verena, you do have a street. So your block, lot number, on the example here I put mine. So it says, my block is 20, my lot is 1, Bahia Herrera, RDS, Rancho del Sol 3. So the next line, you have the kilometer. 178.5 is the Saltillo Road entrance. The next line is El Dorado Ranch. It'll populate San Felipe, all the other stuff in there. I have talked with Zarina's help to not only Mexicali DHL, but Mexico City. We have talked to the drivers that come down here from Mexicali, and they know that if a box says El Dorado Ranch, they know where to deliver it. Talking to one of the representatives for DHL in Mexicali, there's nothing, and this is something that we're going to have to deal with, there's nothing that identifies Saltillo Road or El Dorado Ranch. And the guy said, oh, are you between the Arco and Baba Medical? Yeah. So you don't have to stand out in front of the street and wave and say, hey, yellow truck, come over here. So the driver knows that if it says El Dorado Range to deliver the package to the HOA office. One of the things that you must do though, if you are going to do Starlink, is to please, either with email or personal, walking into the office, tell the people that you have ordered Starlink so they know to accept the package. And they will sign for it. That is the only thing that they will receive. Don't send Amazon to the HOA office. They're not going to keep it. So if anybody wants a copy, I have it here. The other thing I'd like to mention is something that Ed and I, for years, as we've been involved with supervisors, when you get your packet for the General Assembly, you will see that there's not only a proxy, but there's also an absentee ballot option. So those that want to vote by absentee ballot, you follow the instructions, you do so. Those that want to go by proxy, you can sign off, and it requires 2 signatures of proxy, and then you're assigning the proxy to whoever you designate. There is not going to be a proxy coordinator this year. The person that you designate as proxy is allowed to carry 2 additional proxy votes. So you have the absentee ballot, just like any other corporate election that you get in the mail, you'll have that available here. We're able to do that because the Mexican government passed a law a couple years ago allowing absentee ballots in Mexican elections. So people living in the United States can vote in a Mexican election now. So because they did that, as long as we keep the proxy available, we can also offer the same thing for the absentee ballot. Thank you.
Jorge wants to say something about an event on the ranch for your information.
Hola, how's everybody doing today? Alright, really quick, I won't take more than 5 minutes. I wanted to remind you, I want to tell you about our charity golf tournament. We've been doing this for many, many years. This is actually the 16th edition of the tournament. And you don't have to be a golfer to support this tournament. First of all, let me tell you, this is for the scholarship fund of San Felipe. So this is for the education through the scholarship. So it's really interesting, it's really fun, and you can be, if you want to support, there's many ways you can do it. Number one, on Friday, this is October 21st and 22nd, all right? So the Friday the 21st, we have a big dinner right here. We have a big event. It's a dinner that is open to the public, and we're gonna bring one of the most famous chefs in the whole country. He's from Baja, and he represents Baja in international competitions. But he's coming down to do a presentation, to cook dinner for us on the 21st. That's the Friday. Also, part of the dinner presentation, a couple of the courses of the dinner is going to be presented by the culinary school of Baja California, and these kids are really fantastic. So that's the 21st. We're going to be posting the details. We're going to be doing a bunch of things about it. You'll hear about it. I just wanted to give you a heads up. On the 22nd is the tournament. Alright? On the 22nd is going to be a lot of fun. It's just a party here. We get volunteers like Marta and Nancy. They've been helping us for many years, but we need more volunteers for many things. You know, you don't need to know about golf. Obviously, it's a good thing if you do, but if not, we still need volunteers for different duties. Also, we need sponsors. For example, right here we have a big sponsor, which is going to be one of our major sponsors, Leslie and Mr. Johnson, Steve Johnson. Everybody give them a big round of applause because they're supporting our tournament in a big way. Thank you. And they've been supporting the tournament for many years, so I want to thank you guys. And so we need sponsors, and the sponsorship starts from 200 up to 3,000, 4,000, whatever. That's how much money you want to give us. So it's going to be a big tournament. So we need sponsors, we need volunteers, we need people to support the dinner on Friday, and obviously we need golfers, right? I mean, it's a golf tournament. So if you're a golfer, you're interested, contact me. It's a foursome scramble, and we just need players. I can put teams together. The team staff obviously helps a lot. The food and beverage department. I mean, it's a teamwork. So come and help us out. I don't know if you guys have any questions, but we also need, if you happen to be a golfer, but you don't want to play or you can't, but we need, we're looking for donations for golf carts. Like if you have a golf cart, if you let us use it the day of the tournament, or if you use it on tournament day, we're going to give you a voucher for the restaurant. Anyway, it's going to be a big thing, October 21st and 22nd. As I say, contact me. You will see this flyer everywhere, and that's about it. All right? Enjoy the rest of your day.
Gracias, Oscar. Anybody else?
Hello. Mike from Palisades.
Yes,
Now make a line behind it. Mike from Palisades. On the Starlink, a lot of people are interested in that. I'm just curious in the audience how many people already have it.
I'm back.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, there's a whole ton of people got this. So, if you were relying on Starlink as the moving, because for example, Bryce Menzies in the last race had his car installed moving, and it didn't come through too clear. So if you're relying on the moving aspect of that, they're going to change the software because of a lawsuit. So my sport friends all tell me, well, don't bother with the moving part. But if it's just stationary, then you're cool. But if you're trying to track something, so for example, they were using drones for real-time tracking of the race, well, that's going to go away because of some lawsuit. So just thought I'd let you know on the moving aspect of that. Starlink is awesome. So
Thank you. Thank you for that.
All right, Robert,
Yes.
one more thing, and actually Susie's going to talk about this, but I wanted to come back and tell you this. A lot of you, and I sent an email explaining this, but you're not getting my emails, right? I mean, my notification, the activities program and everything like you used to. I used to send it pretty much every day, right? The movie, the program, the photos and everything, but it happened like a month ago, right, Ricardo? Like a month ago or two, the IT department said you need to stop sending your emails because every time I send it, it was like, I mean, I'm sending it to over 400, 500 people at a time. So the server, I'm not an IT guy, but this is what they were telling me, it was getting stuck, it was getting too busy. So they say stop sending emails. So we got together with the IT people and they say now, this is how it's working right now. I'm sending all my notifications to Chris Buffalo, who is in charge of the website, and she sent it to everybody that is registered on the website. That's how it's working right now, on the website. A lot of people is not liking that, and I don't like it. I'd rather send it straight to you, and we're trying to find a solution. I mean, we've been discussing this for a while, and hopefully we're going to be doing it pretty soon. But as of right now, we're limited to only sending my emails, all the information about activities to the website people, and then they send it to you. So hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to start sending them again. I think Dave wants to add something to it.
To that point though, if you are not on the HOA website, you of course are going to get his email. And if there's anybody in the room that can't log on to the HOA website, please see Zarina or Lolita or Jose in the office so you can get your email. A lot of them, people that bought homes and everything else in the emails and switched over. Somebody that used to own a lot years ago is getting his email, or getting the whole HOA email. So there's two emails. One is Concord, which is our building and collection, and the other one is the HOA website. So make sure that you log on to the HOA website and you'll get all this information.
Thank you.
But we are trying to find a solution soon.
This is an endorsement of Starlink. I just want to mention something. When the rains hit Thursday night, as you know, power was down everywhere except us out in solar. And another good thing is we had 2 Starlink systems out there. Very, very handy. And I want to publicly thank Larry. He had one going out there, and we sent hundreds of pictures, information to people in the old country. Because they're trying to call down here, the phone system down, everything down. And in addition to that, I think it's a very good idea. For less than $50, you can get yourself what we call a race radio from Mofo. We had communications right around the ranch. Phones didn't work, nothing worked. We were talking to other people that had these radios. You hook them up, set them in the house, you put them on a certain frequency. And I think since emergency number 5760345 is down, it'd be a great idea for the HOA to put one in the security office for the patient in it. I mean, we're only going to use it on emergencies, but for less than $50. So, you know, think about it. And
We are looking at it for the HOA office.
okay, great. Thank you.
I was wondering if there's any plan in the future to repair the pool on the side?
Right now, in this moment, no. We repair it and maintain it as long as we can. But remember that that area belongs to the developer, and he has the plan to rebuild it. So right now, no. We maintain it. Please, everybody has to say their names. Right now, everybody has spoken their name, and I know where I'm at. Please.
Good morning. This is Dr. Laurel Lavelle. I had a couple of security issues with the storm, and there were a lot of older people in our community that Facebook that don't do computer stuff. And some of them were not completely aware that we're going to have a big storm. And like right now for the notice for us to have this meeting, that you guys have handed out the little, quarter pieces of paper saying that, there's a town hall meeting, something like that. If there's any way that we can do that for some of our older people that don't have, the computer, they're not savvy like that, that can be forewarned and ask them, are you prepared for the storm? There is going to be a storm supposedly coming. We don't know if it's going to hit. Because of course, we didn't know that it was going to hit the way that it did, and whatnot. But if there is, something that we can hand out to say, if you're not prepared or if you need help preparing, please, these even bare essentials of having water, having a couple of days of food saved up so that way you have nourishment or something during the course of this storm. Something like that we could help our older people. I think that would be really beneficial for our community. The other thing was because, of course, we had no cell service and no telephones for several days. There were already arrangements that I had made with, like, the locksmith that was already supposed to come out, and I had communicated, we had a text messaging back and forth that, okay, this is the time, this is the address of the house that we will meet at, and then, of course, the day that he was supposed to come, there was no cell service. So then I wasn't able to call security and let them know, by the way, the locksmith is coming, please allow him to enter. So I am wondering if when there are prior arrangements made for those appointments with other workers to come and do these, appointments, if that text message between us would suffice for the security to know that I'm expecting that person at that address at 10 o'clock in the morning in order to, so that I'm not having to run all the way down to security and verbally tell them when ultimately I should have just gone to this gate that said, then I don't know which gate that the worker is going to come in through. If they're going to come in through Saltillo or if they're going to come in through the South Workers Gate. And so when security asks me, well, what gate are they coming in, I do not know that.
Well, let me tell you, all the workers in the ranch has to go through the new Saltito Gate. Everyone.
Through what?
To the new Saltito Gate by the dog park.
Okay.
Okay? Every worker has to go through there. The other areas, the only people that can come from anyone is the gas, the propane gas, CFE, the water company, anybody who has uniforms and is a representative of that company. Second one is the authority. They can come from any gate. But the workers has to come, every one of them, through the south entrance of the ranch, which is the new Saltito Gate.
That would be usual and customary workers. So
Everybody.
like the locksmith isn't usually somebody who comes on and
All of them has to have registered at Punto Uno and have a worker card. Every one of them. They know it. They know it. If there is people who clean the houses, they go to checkpoint. We usually issue cards to all the workers during December, January, February. And they know it. They go to Punto Uno. They have been registered before. They give the last year pass. They get the new one. And they pay 50 pesos, which is $250. I don't think so. That's a big expense to get their car. And they all know that. For example, they are constructors that are owners right now. If they come in their truck alone, they can go by the main entrance. But if they have 5 people in the back of their truck, they have to use the south entrance because they are his workers and they have to go to work.
Okay. Then the other question, thank you very much for clarifying that here. The other question that I had is, I see the El Dorado Ranch bus around, yes, I did notice that we got new shoes on it. I'm wondering if we have a van or something that's a little more economical that
but we have a small bus that we use in emergency. As a matter of fact, we have a yellow bus, we have another red one and white, which is we were using 2 years ago. So it's still running, but it's not in the best condition. So we have two vehicles like a backup, because there's no other way to move inside the week. If we don't move our workers, they don't go.
Also, does I see the bus in town, I don't know if there's a route or a routine that bus goes to and from town.
Yes.
Is there any way that if there are workers that are already have their passes and stuff, that they can come and help?
No, because because of their insurance companies, they are not direct workers of the HOA. So we will be reliable of if there's an accident, we will have to pay all the costs of those people in whatever injury they have. So we don't. Let me explain a little bit. If the bus has an accident, the insurance company, if it's only workers, the insurance company will cover it. And besides, they have the IMSS assistance. If they are not workers, we are on our own. We don't want that to happen.
Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome. Any other person? Yes, we have two more.
Hi, my name's
Just put it closer to your mouth, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name's Mike Miles. I live in Paseo del Sol. What would be the easiest way to get one of the speakers repaired at the activities pool?
One of the speakers repaired. Okay, make a request for action in the website.
Right.
Send it to Ricardo Perez, they will take it.
Thank you.
welcome.
Second question is, if I have a worker that's coming in to my house, I live in Paseo del Sol, if they have to come into the gate down by the dog park, they're going to have to get back on the highway to get to Paseo del Sol.
No, it's the same way. It doesn't matter if they come inside the ranch or outside the ranch, it's the same distance. So to proper have the control of the people, if I let him go in by here and he goes out from wherever they want, I am not sure were they doing the right thing.
Well, I'm just
This
saying.
is to protect you.
I understand.
My concern is to protect the owners,
Right,
not
I'm
the
just saying,
workers.
if they come into the dog park, there's no way to get to Paseo del Sol without getting back on the highway.
You're right on that, but yeah, if they go to Paseo del Sol, they can register.
Okay, thank you, Brad.
Yes. Yes, sir.
First of all, I want to thank your personnel. Thank your personnel for coming out and knocking down the bumps in the road. That's really kind of a lifesaver. I'm sure you know. People can't get out of their house, the phones are down, and medical access is really imperative. It was wonderful. It was particularly good for me because I went out to check on an elderly person that I know. I got stuck, and they were there in 15 minutes to pull me out, so it was wonderful. My question is the road repair and maintenance. I live out in Vista del Sol area, the next most northerly entrance, and that's the worst road around. I drove around yesterday, and a lot of them have been repaired. Saltito Road's done, a lot of those side roads there have been done, but this road is really pretty bad. I was wondering what your schedule is to do that.
Can you please talk with Ricardo Perez over there? He is in charge of all the roads. He can tell you exactly when it's